Hi y'all, this is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, and I am here to do another episode of my Dephemerember book. So I am going to eventually get this done. So what we're working on today is, let me move some of this stuff out of my way, is this Kintsugi, Kintsugi houses. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly or not, but it's number 12 on our Dephemerember prompt list. So it's Kintsugi Kintsugi houses, maybe. Anyway, I know that Kintsugi is a Japanese art form where uh, lots of things, paintings and pottery and different things can be repaired, and they use this little gold fleck through there that repairs, and it's symbolic to make it mean that it's stronger and better, I think. Anyway, I'm going to give my hand at it. So I have a page here. Let's see if I can find a place. I heard somebody the other day, I think it was Carrie the Crafter, talking about somebody being um, a messy crafter. I can't remember the words that he used. He talked about he needed everything in one little place and everything nice and clean and accessible. And mine is like a mountain of stuff, and I spend half my time hunting, and I've tried it, I've tried it to make it nice and neat, and 5 minutes later, it's just like this again. So this is just the way it's gonna be, I guess. So, but anyway, it worked for me, and I feel comfortable in all of this chaos. So, these are a few things that I've picked out. Girl Scout cookie time is already here in the States, and um, my husband and I went and bought cookies on Saturday. I've already finished the first box. No apologies, not making any. I love Girl Scout cookies, and we only get them once a year in February. So, there you go. This was my little page that I did Halloween meets Christmas. And so I'm going to turn this over and do this Kintsugi houses on this side. And what I have decided to do, I found a stamp that has some really cool houses on it, but it's too wide to fit across this way, and I really don't want to do it this way. It would fit that way, but that's not really what I want to do. So what I've decided is I'm going to make this little envelope, and I'm thinking in my head, so bear with me while I think in my head. Know that this envelope is, even when it's folded, is going to be too big. So I'm going to have to fold it down a little bit. And so I'm going to fold it in a little bit this way. And we'll fold it in a little bit this way. I don't know if that's straight or not, but at least then that will fit widthwise on my page. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and fold it up pretty good so that the envelope is just a little bit smaller. Now, I didn't really want this white part here, so what I think I'm going to do is, I have the other one here. I was practicing folding it earlier, and I think that I am going to take this and put it on here and glue that on there so that, because that, and then that way that can be open. I'm hoping that that can be open. So we're going to try it anyway. That's what we're going to try. So we're going to see. So I'm going to cut this little square out here that I folded, because I don't want that big white. Y'all know I don't like big white spaces, and I hate to just ink it up and that. So I thought maybe if I could put this on here and then ink that up. That's pretty close. It needs to be cut down a little bit more, I think, on this side, and maybe a little bit more on this side. It doesn't have to fit perfectly. Okay, let's move this so I can see what I'm doing here. And let's put this right here. And I think if I glue that and then go back and touch up where it's, well, when I ink it, I think it'll cover up the places where it's not quite the same. And I think that will work perfect. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and ink this just so I can, it'll help me see where it needs to be. Just kind of helps make it a little darker there, and then I can turn it over and cut out the extra. So I think that'll work. Glue right here. Left the little pin out again, so let me dig the curmudgeon out of it, and let's see here if we can get this in here like this. And we're going to glue that so that all of that is covered. And we're not going to worry too much. As long as that, we could even come in a little bit more. I may have cut it a little too much on that side, but that's not a problem. We'll just fold it down and make it work. All right, so we'll just fold that down. It'll be fine. Put just a little bit of glue right here on the back of this, so that, because I want our envelope to be open. So, oh, we need to ink this up before we do that, because we sure can't do it afterwards. There we go. Let's get this down here, and then we can finish inking the rest of that. Okay, let's see if we can make you a little more even, and that might work much better. I don't know if that's more even or not. I think it's probably the folder, that the person who folded it. So we're going to put a little bit of glue here, a little bit of glue here, and a little bit of glue here. Okay. All right, now we'll see. We'll see if this is going to work. We're going to see. All right, I think I should have done the insides here. I did not do that, so of course not. So we'll just ink it up a little bit like this. Ink up this side a little bit. There we go. That'll be fine. Fine, fine, fine. Do this up here. Let's cut this little nubbin down over here to kind of match that corner. It would have been nice if we'd have done it evenly, but as long as we get it done. Okay, ink that up a little bit. Grunge that up a little bit so it's not quite so stark white. Put a little bit down in there just so it doesn't look like we just did the top. There we go. All right. So that being said, here's our little paper. We're going to take this and we're going to put it right here. And we're going to glue it down. Yes, we are. We are going to glue it down. Perfect. All right, so we're going to glue it down. And we're not going to worry about whether or not that's even up there because we're not going to see that anyway. Did I ink the sides? Yes, I did. Okay. So we're going to put you right like that. Okay. There we go. Now then, that's cute. This envelope came from, well, I can't remember if it was Louisa or Barbara now. It's been a day or two, and I can't remember, but it came from their Dephemerember kit thing that they had for sale for the Dephemerember activity. And so I'm going to have to do something up here because that's not going to work, but we'll figure out what we're going to do about that when we get it. You know, it's not even. I never put anything down even. Oh well, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to work on these little tags. And I used my Girl Scout cookie boxes because I love Girl Scout cookies. And now every time I look at these tags, I will see Girl Scout cookies. And I'm going to make sure they fit in here. And I'm going to have 2 of them. And there's even room for them to cockeye sit if we want to do that. So that'll be fine. That's perfect. Now, this box is a little thick. I was thinking, it always gets me in trouble. I was thinking maybe white paper. Just white paper. Let me grab a sheet of just plain white paper. I know I have some on my desk somewhere, but hang on. Let me limp over here. And get 2 sheets at the same time just in case. That'll save me from having to make another trip in a minute. All right, so this is just copy paper. It is 32 pound. It's heavier than regular copy paper, but it's not as heavy as cardstock. So, and since I'm already having some issues width-wise for my book, I want to cut down on bulk as much as I can. So I think I'll use this paper instead of cardstock. So what I'm going to do is glue this paper on here. I think I'll glue it to this side. And turn that over. I'm going to put it right down here in the corner. I'm not going to put it right up to it because I'm not sure that my cutting on this Girl Scout cookie box was smooth and even. So I want to make sure that it goes all the way to the edge, all the way around. So I can cut off just a little sliver if need be. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and put the other one over here on this other side. Put this on here. There we go. And do the same on this one. Okay. Excuse me. Now then, if I'm very careful, which I'm usually not, but the inside of this box is sort of a nice pretty craft color, so if I can be very careful and not mess up the back of this, then I think I can use that space for my journaling on my card without having to put another layer of paper or something in there to write on. I think it will work to just leave that as is. And so we'll put this on here. Okay. Have that. let's cut this one out. Put my extra piece here in my nubbin bucket because we never throw anything away. If it's bigger than a postage stamp, we keep it. And that works out just fine. Except every now and then I get kind of overrun with my leftovers. And I have to stop and do something. Not sure what always, but something. Alright, so now we have these little stamps. And they're not individual. It is one big piece. One big stamp. But with it being on this polynomer stuff, whatever it is, I think because it's too big for all. In fact, it's really even almost too big to put 3. I might could get 3 on there pretty easy. Put 3 on one, and then I could put 3 on this one. No, that one's a little wider. The roof on this one sticks out a little bit more, so that one's just going to have 2. So we may just do these 2 and these 2 on this one, and those 2, and that'll work. And I'm gonna use my Memento ink. Okay, now this is not my strong point in doing this. I see other people do it, and it's so beautiful, and it works out. It never seems to do that for me, but we're going to give it a whirl. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over so I make sure I don't get any ink on the other house. And then we're going to okay, I don't know if that's going to work or not, but we're going to give it a whirl. I think I will take my little nubbin page, and I've already made a mess with my fingers. Good gracious sakes in the morning time. All right, let's try to do it this direction. And the house is on this direction. So let's see. If we can get those 2. That looks like crap. Okay. So now I've already glued it to my thing here. And I don't really quite know unless I cover it up again, which might work, except I've got ink everywhere. Let me see if I can clean my hands a little bit. And get this one done. Alright, so, alright, 2 pieces of paper is still better than a piece of cardstock. So, we're going to do it again. And we're going to glue this down. I probably should try to get the thingies stamped first. And then, I think I'll go ahead and do that because I got it even last time. So I think it'll be fine. Okay. I don't know. This is not, you know, I just don't know. I want so badly to be a good stamper, but for some reason I just can't make it work. I don't know why. I don't know what I do. If you see what I'm doing and messing it up, let me know so I can correct it and make it better. Let's try that. Get that little bitty piece off of the bottom. Okay, now probably what I should do is get rid of ink on my table. I don't know what to do. I've already got ink on there again. I'm going with it anyway. Alright, so I am going to this time take a little piece of paper and I am going to put it right there. And then I'm going to ink. That was not a good idea. Let's get another little piece of paper. And now we can put it on there. And see how it works this time. All right. That still looks awful. Looks like crap. I'm just not doing very well with my stamp. Maybe my stamp is just not a very good little stamp. All right. Then what we're going to do, we're going to start over here. We're going to do this whole thing. And well, that would have been perfectly nice if I hadn't raised it and tried to fix it. That's going to be okay though, because the only one that's messed up, and it's actually not messed up, that's the way the stamp is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take these little babies and we are going to cut them out and put them on our card. Let's see, we may have to redo our card again, but that will be fine because now we can use some cool paper. And there's one little house. And here's our second little house for this tag. Had no idea this was going to be this difficult. But I'm still hanging. I have worried about this particular prompt. Out of all of the prompts that we had, this one has weighed on my mind more than the others. And I'm not sure why. I think just because I didn't really know what I was doing. So let's see if we can find another cool piece of paper. I wonder, I didn't use the plaid paper. I wonder how our little houses would look on that. That might kind of look okay. Okay, I think we can use that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think I have two of them in here. I do. So let's get those two. And then we'll just keep covering this little tag with paper. So we're going to have, I should have gone ahead and used cardstock by the time I put so many levels of paper on it, but that's okay. We're going to make it work. And I am going to try to put this right in the center. these little pieces in our nubbin bucket, because if it's bigger than a postage stamp, we keep it. Okay, so I'll put those over there in my nubbin bucket. And then we have that. I like that better than the white anyway. So there we go. All right, so we have our little houses here. And we're going to put a little house right there. And I've had so much trouble with this, I may only do these 2 little houses. But that'll be okay too. All right. So there we go. We have a little house. And, I think we need some color on our little house. So let me get some markers and let's see what we can do. I tell you, I thought I had everything all ready to go, but it never works out that way. So I have some little markers here, and we'll just figure out what we can use. And we may have one tag in this little pocket instead of... All right, let's see here. Let's do a little blue house. I think that might be my grandson calling me again. He usually calls me on his way home from school, so he knows if I don't answer, though, I'm videoing, so he'll call me back in a little while. Okay, here we go. Maybe a little dark for a little house, but it's going to show the gold up really nicely, I think. So we'll do this one. My hands shake so much anymore that it's hard for me to color nicely and within the lines. I don't know really what the issue is, but we will find out, I guess. All right, so there we go. Go ahead and do a little blue up here. See how that goes. This is not my favorite thing to do either. There are a lot of things I'd rather do than color. And you know, when I was a kid, I used to love to color. But I think it's just because I don't color as well anymore, or maybe it's that I'm older and I'm more of a perfectionist. That could be the issue as well. So, all right, well, let's gotta put some lights on in our little house here. So we'll do our little windows. Those are not really bright lights, but there you go. Then we have a little light up here. I think I did that wrong, but that's how it's going to be anyway. And then we'll do this one. And we'll put a little light in that little window in the door, because you never know. You just never know. And then I think, let's see what we have in here. That's purple. Somehow I don't think that will work. And I have no idea. It looks kind of pinkish. I was looking for something kind of reddish, but I guess we'll go with this little brown thing. Well, no, that's going to make it look like the window. All right. How about an orange door? We like orange. We actually don't like orange, but an orange door will show up very well. So there we go. We'll put our door right there, and then we'll come up here and put an orange around our trim so that our house looks all coordinated and ready. And there we go. There we go. Now then, I have some gold paint here. And I am going, yes, sure I am. That's not very bright gold though. I have some, like I said, too much stuff. Too much stuff. Here is some wax. Let's see if this might work a little better. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about trying this. So, are we doing okay? Let me turn on my light here and see if that helps us see a little better. Maybe that'll be a little better. And I need a little paintbrush. Just a little one, and I don't really need it to... Yeah, this one will work. All right, let's see if we can get some of this down in here. Okay. And then we're just going to fix this little crack right here. I don't know if this is going to work or not. We shall see. I think I probably should have a smaller brush, but I don't really have a smaller brush, so we're going with what we got. And then let's put a little nubbin up in here. Alrighty. So there's one of our little Kintsugi boogie core houses. And I think we need a little more gold on here to make it stand out. Okay, I don't know if that's what they intended for us to do or not, but that's what we got. So there we go. All right, so I guess we need to do this one. And I'm not really anxious for y'all to sit here and watch me color again. I don't really have a choice, so let's do this one quickly. We'll do this one in green. And see if we can do it a little bit faster. And then instead of making 2 cards, I'm just going to make one. I think that's about all my little heart can handle today. Okay, so we'll come down here. And of course, I probably picked the one marker that's almost out. But we're going to make it work. We are. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, I am so sorry. I should have done this all ahead of time. Yes, I should have. All right, that's good enough. Let's get a little brighter yellow for our windows. And that one is. And then I think we're going to do a pink door just because I like pink. And I think these little doobie dobbies need to be pink. And this little trim. And we'll do it right around the edges. We'll come down here. And there we go. Now we have a darling little greenhouse. Cute. Okay, so let's see here if we can gold this one up just a little bit. And let's start right here. There probably should be a better way of doing this. I just haven't figured out in this short little amount of time. But this is going to be my most disappointing page of the whole book. And I will be glad when this one is done. No offense, Louisa. No offense, Barbara. This one is just not my thing. I just don't know how to do it. And it's kind of looking like barf. I think if I had some better gold, it might work better. But you go with what you got. Oh, Lord. All right, that's enough gold. We know what it is. There we go. I am frustrated, and maybe I will, once I get this page done and the pressure is off, I wonder if some of this stuff might work better now that I've already, let's see, still not very bright gold, but it is more, I don't know if that's doing anything or not. Not really. Just kind of messing it up, I think. Good enough. Good enough. Some things are just not my forte. Alrighty, but we got them done. We're going to glue these little guys down on here. maybe at some point I can come back and redo the gold and make it look better, but right now I'm just very frustrated and not really into making it better. Frustrated. Okay, I'll put those down there in the floor. Clean this up. You still got a pretty clean back. Let's see, what did I do with... Don't need that anymore. Put that back up there. Let's get our brown. Tell you what, let's at least make it look decent with some little nubbins. Of course, I've got so many layers of paper on there, it might not work now. Nope, not going to. It's too thick. No, I can't get it out. Nope. All right, there we go. We're going to cover up that little nubbin. Oh my goodness, this was hard for me. I'm sorry, this is probably the worst video I've ever made. The worst card I've ever made. I hope we don't do Kintsugi stuff anymore. I'm not very good at it. And maybe I'll practice so next time I'll be better. But anyway, those are our two little Kintsugi cards. And we're going to put our little card right in here. And I'll put our title on it. And we're going to call this one done. So, I apologize. This was awful. But there we go. All right, next time it'll be better. And I will see you next time to do the next prompt. Hopefully better than today. Thank you for sticking with me. If you like it, which I understand if you don't, but if you do, please like, subscribe to my channel, and share with all of your friends. Check out my online store at www.pinkdragonflywings, all one word with a Z on the end, .com, and see what kind of awesome things we have in there. And I will see you next time. In the meantime, be creative. Bye-bye.